In the past few minutes, Indonesian officials confirmed that wreckage found in the waters off Indonesia is from AirAsia Flight 8501. Searchers overnight recovered debris and dozens of bodies. There is no sign that any of the 162 passengers and crew survived.
AirAsia CEO says this morning words cannot express how sorry I am. The wreckage and bodies were found in the Java Sea near the flight path of that Airbus A320. Alan Pizzey is in Surabaya, Indonesia, where news of this discovery led to an emotional scene. Alan, good morning.
The search for the missing airliner is now what all but the most hopeful believed it had been from the moment the plane disappeared, a recovery rather than a rescue operation. The first of the bodies found by an Indonesian search and rescue helicopter confirmed what was already obvious to all but the most hopeful. 6 bodies were seen, 3 were quickly recovered, and then searchers began reporting more and more bodies floating in the sea 100 miles from land and a mere 6 miles from where the airliner was last in contact with air traffic control. CBS News has deliberately blurred the gruesome image. The first picture was not disguised by local TV, however, when it appeared on a screen where victims' relatives were gathered waiting for news. Some went into hysterics. For others, the news was simply too much to bear. Many broke down in tears, inconsolable now that their last hopes had been dashed. In a measure of just how raw emotions are, how deeply this country has been hurt by the tragedy, local reporters expressed horror that the TV had been left on. The co-pilot of one search plane reportedly said that at first he and his crew thought the bodies they saw in the water were waving for help. And then there was the debris seen floating in the sea. At first it had been cautiously described as likely to be from the plane. Now it is confirmed. The recovery operation is being hampered by strong winds and waves more than 6 feet high. Earlier in the day, a few people representing the families of victims were flown over the area so they could pray as close to the spot as possible.
They believe that with their presence, with their prayer of the next of kin, that would help.
But in a sign that whatever happened was so sudden, nothing could have saved those on board. None of the bodies that have been found were wearing life jackets. The crew of one search plane reported seeing a shadow on the seabed that they thought could be what is left of the missing airliner, giving hope that the mystery of what sent it plunging out of control will be solved sooner rather than later. Benita?
Alan, with the tragic developments this morning. Thank you, Alan.